It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
This story, I met this guy on Tinder. We seemed to click. Fast forward to the date. He disappeared and came back holding a sandwich-sized bag full of what looked to be broken glass.
What?
Do you know what that is, Sarah?
No.
Oh, you're so innocent and adorable.
No.
That's
Oh. Oh my God, I thought, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I have no idea.
You're adorable. You'd be like, what's that?
I had no idea.
Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind podcast.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And like you, I love rewatching movies over and over again.
You made it here. You found us. You probably love romantic comedies. We do as well.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have Two Night Stand. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, make sure you follow, Apple Podcasts, subscribe, Amazon Music as well. And if you want to reach out, we have an email account at romcomrewind@gmail.com, as well TikTok and Instagram at romcomrewind. Jordan messaged us, said, so I've been binging your podcast for the past couple of days, and I gotta say I love it. Y'all seem like really awesome people and have great voices for podcasting. Jordan says, I'm listening to the Kissing Booth 2 episode right now, and you mentioned that you think Footloose needs a modern remake. Well, I happen to know that there actually a remake done in 2011 starring Kenny Wormald, Miles Teller, and Julianne Hough. This is shocking to me. I had no idea.
Yeah, the fact that you thought like the Kevin Bacon Footloose is the only Footloose and that there was not a modern remake. And I mean, let me clarify. The modern remake is now almost 10 years old, or is 10 years old. But there is, yes, in fact, a modern remake of Footloose.
I've got
of
a question.
Kevin Bacon.
Is Kevin Bacon in the modern remake of
No,
Footloose? Then it doesn't fucking matter, okay?
What? No,
you
no,
guys
no.
messed up.
No, it was actually like it was a good retelling of the Footloose story.
No.
I mean, Miles Teller was in it, so yeah.
Right, and Miles Teller is actually in this movie we're talking about, so that's very
Yes,
apt. Thank
it
you, Jordan.
is.
That's almost like that's a real message. I'm not making it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, not having Kevin Bacon though, it's fugazi.
Oh my
It
God,
doesn't matter.
you and your Kevin Bacon, insane.
I just think he is very undervalued.
Oh my
Okay.
God, undervalued.
I'm on Kevin. You know how you
Oh.
like Andy Samberg and
Yes.
nobody understands it?
Yeah.
I like Kevin
You know what?
Bacon.
No, there's people who have backed me up on the Andy Samberg thing. So
Yeah, people have backed me up on the Kevin Bacon thing.
a few and far between, but yes, there has been a few people who agree with you in the Kevin Bacon situation.
Two Night Stand is the story of Megan, played by Leo Tipton. Megan is single, unemployed, crashing at her sister's apartment in New York City. We get the impression life has not been kind to Megan lately. After an embarrassingly awkward run-in with her ex, Chris, Megan decides to join a dating website. I gather this was before apps were popular. Immediately, she matches and starts chatting with a guy named Alec, played by Miles Teller. Megan, in a spontaneous episode of pure adult antics, throws caution to the wind and decides to immediately meet up with Alec at his apartment. Not everything goes to plan. That is the origins of our story for Two Night Stand. Before we jump in any further, just a moment of clarification. Upon release of this movie, you might remember Megan was played by Annalee Tipton, who you are familiar with as well from Crazy Stupid Love, Warm Bodies, stuff like that. Around this time last year, they came out as non-binary queer. Their pronouns are they, them, and their name is Leo Tipton. Just to keep everything clear, so nobody's confused. What are your thoughts on Two Night Stand?
Yeah, basically we were just thinking, what if you moved out? You know, like, what would that be like?
What is happening to me? Last year I was engaged, and now I am at home all day in my underwear, and I'm nobody's nothing. I am going backwards. I am Benjamin Buttoning.
Maybe it's time for a one-night stand.
Do you think I'm ready?
Who cares? I'm ready for you to be ready.
Get on that dating site, pick a cute guy. No drinks, no dinner, just a hookup.
This movie was all right. It
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It was very slim in the plot department. I think I liked it mostly because Miles Teller, but also because some of the writing for the movie was really well done. The jokes were really funny. Like, you really had to pay attention to the script and to what they were saying, but it was very dry humor, and I really enjoyed that. But I do think it was very lackluster in the plot, right? Like, they were in an apartment the whole time, and just hung out and had sex, which is not a bad thing.
Wow.
It's not a bad thing. but it's
Welcome
just,
to the pandemic, ladies and gentlemen.
totally. But like, I just felt like as a movie, I wanted a little bit more.
See, I think it's charming and unique because of that. I'll tell you what it reminds me of. A classic sitcom trope is a bottle episode. And I
Right.
think we'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
But it's common in sitcoms, not quite as common in movies, but it does happen. And truthfully, it is very hard to pull off. And I think this movie actually did pull it off. We were totally engrossed in these two people stuck in this apartment for like an hour of cinema. The acting was very strong.
Yes, the acting was strong.
I thought the dialogue was funny. I thought it was more funny from Miles Teller, maybe because I just like him, or maybe his jokes hit better. I don't know. I do agree with you that, okay, so there's a critical error I think this movie makes.
Okay.
It's not until like the last 20 minutes of the film. I find some movies suck through the film and then they redeem themselves at the end.
Yeah.
This movie for me is the opposite. I actually
Oh.
really loved all the apartment stuff.
Okay.
And then in the last 20 minutes, I'm like, is that how we're ending the movie like this?
Yeah.
I think you can probably guess what I'm calling into question, but
Are you calling into question the jail stuff?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I was like, what?
Absolutely.
Like, where else? First off, where else did they film?
I am gonna rant so hard about that. But aside from that, I actually thought this was a really charming and unique film.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I think there's parts of it that I like, and then there's parts of it that they could have done better, I think. And when you talk about the bottle episode, I think you're right that they did try to do that. And I would say that they were successful in that, in doing that. I do think that I wanted a little bit more from it, though, you know? So Megan's roommates want her out. Megan's unemployed. She has no money. She relies on them and anyone else, really, to help her out with making dinner, giving her food, doing pretty much everything for her. She's a little bit of a lazy Lisa right now. I came up with that one. I don't know.
I was gonna say I could see the gears turning. Actually,
I was like a lazy
alliteration. What can I do here?
But her roommates do invite Megan out to go out with them that night. So her roommate and her boyfriend.
Is it not her sister? It's just roommates.
I'm pretty sure it's just roommates.
Okay, off the top, I said sister. My bad.
But when she gets to the bar, so her roommates kind of have this setup going to happen. Like, they're going to this bar to celebrate somebody's birthday, but there's a guy there that that Megan, might match well with and just get a quick hookup. So Megan reluctantly goes, and once they get to the bar, she realizes she forgot her ID or can't find it or lost it, not really sure. So the bouncer won't let her in because she supposedly looks too young. So
True.
Yeah, she
True.
does, yes. So right before she goes to leave, she runs into her ex-fiance who has moved on, and
Chris.
yes, and Megan realizes that she needs to get her shit together.
Megan is spiraling.
Yes, she is. She really is.
We're getting the impression she's spiraling. She goes back to that apartment, though.
Yeah.
Skips the party, and
yeah, her roommate suggests that she gets laid. Like, that's what she needs to do.
Agreed. We all have those friends who go through a bad breakup, and then they're kind of miserable for months, and you're like, you just need some dick. Like, you
Oh my God,
just need
wow.
to get back on that horse.
Wow.
So,
okay.
is that too much?
Well, like, it was a lot. Like, I did not see that word coming out of your mouth quite the way it did. Like,
Am I wrong?
I mean, no, but
Okay.
yeah, wow.
So
okay.
Megan goes in search of that.
She does.
She joins a dating website.
She does. Yep. And she starts talking to this guy named Mr. November.
Mr. November as a profile. God, remember dating websites? Dating apps are so much more efficient. They link to like your Instagram account. There's no
Do they?
like
Really?
Oh, you can, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's really
they can link
smart.
to your Facebook.
That's
Instagram.
really smart.
Yeah, so you're like, this guy isn't like a... So Megan actually, she's chatting with Alec, Mr.
Yes,
November.
Alec. Yes, Mr. November.
She even makes him join a video call to make sure he's not a serial killer.
I mean, like, I'm on one end, like, with her for the psycho apartment test. And then on the flip side, I'm like, hey, that's a lot. But also, like, you've literally chatted for 30 seconds and you're going to this guy's house for a booty call. Like,
oh, yeah.
how would you feel as the guy being like, I'd like to see a video chat with you and see how your apartment so that I make sure you're not a psycho? Like, would you be like, okay, yeah, sure.
100%.
Because you know you're getting it?
Not because I know I'm getting it, but just because, like, the world is a scary place for women. Like, if
true.
we started chatting 30 seconds ago and you're like, hey, I want to come over, but I need to make sure your apartment's chill. I'm like, yeah, whatever you need to do to feel 100%. I'll text all your friends. Here's my address. Let them know where you are.
Yeah, like, I've been in the predicament with, like, my best friend where that has not, like, we have not done the psycho apartment test.
You should have.
We definitely should have. But hey, it was fine. It was fine. I ended up leaving her there, but
Wait, hold up. So do you have any worst dating app stories?
dating app stories? No, because I really wasn't on a dating app.
I once I went out with a girl a few times. She ended up getting really clingy, but not in your typical clingy way. Like when we would chat and when we would hang out, she's not clingy. But then if we weren't hanging out, she would hit me with the, hey, what are you up to tonight? And if I happen to be going out with my friends, my guy
Right.
friends, and be like, hey, yeah, I'm going out with the guys. She'd say, where are you going? And I'd tell her the location. She would show up at that place.
That's
with,
so creepy.
With her own friends, though.
No.
And I'm like, you can't play this off like we happen to be at the same place. You asked me where I was going to be, and now sometimes she would get there before me.
Creepy.
Like, we would walk in, and
what?
she's already there with her friends.
No. That's a red flag.
That's
Like,
absolutely a red flag.
You needed to stop talking to her. What happened? Why did you continue to talk to her? 'Cause
No,
you
I
got-
did stop talking
Oh, you
to her.
did.
That was literally, but it's funny because I told one of my friends, like, hey, like, she's messaging me, like, this is kind of weird. And then we showed up and he knew who she was. He's like, dude, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Oh
She's
my
crazy.
God.
And I'm like,
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
you know what? I think you're right, man. Like, why is she here? And he's like, I don't know why she's here, but we got to get you out of here, man. She's gonna wear your skin on her face or something. We got to get out of here.
God. Oh, okay. That's not an overreaction at all, Kevin. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mix in a little alcohol, right? Everything's okay.
Yeah. I have for you, however,
Okay.
worst dating app stories.
Ooh, okay, I love this.
Genuinely stolen from Reddit
'Kay.
and also a little bit of BuzzFeed. Maybe we can go through this list and identify the worst
Okay, I
dating
like
app
it.
stories.
Mm-hmm.
This person says, we went out for dinner and hung out at his house afterward. It went pretty well, but I was getting a weird vibe, so I decided to go home. Immediately after I left, I noticed a car following me, so I started getting really nervous. I drove to my friend's house instead of mine, asking him to wait outside for me. When I arrived, the car was still following me, so I quickly got out of my car and ran into my friend's house.
Well, yeah, no kidding. I would have.
5 minutes later, knock on the door.
What?
My friend opens it. There stood the guy I had just gone on a date with,
Oh my
holding
God.
an earring in his hand.
Oh my God.
He explained that he was just trying to return it because it looked
No.
expensive. Later on that night, she realized that she wasn't missing any earrings.
Oh my God.
Oh, I know.
That's creepy.
That is creepy. That's,
Okay. That's stalkerish
That's
for
serial
sure.
killer vibes for
yes,
sure.
yes.
This one says we talked for a while and I was really digging this guy. We decided to finally hang out, but he said I had to pick him up since he didn't have a car. Is that a red flag off the top?
It depends. Like if you're in university and you're away from home, that makes sense. Why? Like I never had a car in university.
Yeah.
Like I would take the bus everywhere. But so like that makes sense. But if you're like a grown human, unless you have like I'm super environmentally friendly and I drive bikes everywhere. Like I
Oh.
ride bikes everywhere. That's different.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Like,
guess.
Like if you don't have a car or mode of transportation, the questions do arise.
Isn't there a rom-com where the guy's like, yeah, like, let's come on a ride with my bike. And she
Yeah,
thinks it's a
40-year-old virgin.
40. Oh, 40. That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, it's a bicycle. Okay, back to this story. She went to go pick him up. The first thing he does when he gets in the car is he pats her belly and says, "A little too much beer, yeah? You're going to have to lose weight if we're going to date."
Oh my God. Wow. You don't have a car and you're telling the girl that she needs to lose weight. Okay, cool. That's really good.
This story, I met this guy on Tinder. We seemed to click. Fast forward to the date. He disappeared and came back holding a sandwich-sized bag full of what looked to be broken glass.
What?
Do you know what that is, Sarah?
No.
Oh, you're so innocent and adorable.
No.
That's crack.
Oh. That's crack. Oh my God. I thought, wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I have no idea.
You're adorable. You'd be like, what's that?
I had no idea. Also, why do you know?
Okay, I watch.
I'm kidding. I know.
The content matter of things that you just watch some Breaking Bad.
I
You'll
know.
be like, oh, that's
you know what?
crack.
I've never watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I can tell.
Okay. Maybe I should.
Oh, man. This one says he took me to see the first 50 Shades of Grey movie. You a fan of those movies?
I've never seen them, nor have I read the books.
You understand the content matter.
I do, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Took me to see the first 50 Shades of Grey movie. In the middle of one of the sex scenes,
Oh, no.
he proceeded to ask in a loud enough voice that the entire theater could hear.
Oh, no.
He asked if I would let him do those things to me.
Wow. Okay.
That's good stuff.
That is, yeah.
And the last one I have here, once I received a message from a man asking if I would give him a rim job. Because,
Okay.
because he said I looked like that type of girl. What does that type of girl look like?
I don't know.
Oh, poor thing.
I think he probably said that to everybody.
Oh, do you think that's a mass test?
100%.
Rim job? Rim job? No?
Yeah.
Rim job?
You look
no?
like that type of girl. You look like that type of girl.
Oh, man. So...
You get a rim job?
Yeah. Who wants to give me a rim job? Nobody? Nobody. Wow.
Oh, my God. Too much.
So Megan confirms that Alec is not a serial killer.
Correct. Yes. Back to that.
She goes all the way to Brooklyn, though. So she
does.
travels a little bit to get there. She gets to his apartment.
Yeah. And basically it skips to the next morning. They do their thing. They have fun. She gets up, gets dressed, tries leaving, but he has set an apartment alarm, which, like, good for him. Safety.
Oh, yeah, safety. It's a very bizarre alarm.
Keeping her in. Yeah. Keeping her in the apartment. I mean, which makes it so awkward. Like, I was so awkward. I had a little bit of secondhand embarrassment for her because then she crawls back in bed and fully dressed.
Yeah, she was super uncomfortable here.
Yeah.
Like, just even if the alarm's going to go off, who cares? Just leave. So eventually she does get him up.
Correct.
And Alec is... She's very much, I got to get the F out of here. And Alec is kind of, why don't we hang out? Why don't we have some breakfast? I can make you some oatmeal. Here's one thing that does bother me a little bit in this movie.
Yeah.
Megan definitely gets offended very quickly and very easily.
Okay, and that I love Miles Teller in this movie, but I find Megan's character, I just find the character a little bit of a, she gets butthurt so easily.
Like, he cracked a joke, and maybe it wasn't a super funny joke. Actually, I might have laughed a little bit. But it was like a...
So did I.
He was calling into question her promiscuousness. I don't know the proper...
Promiscuousness?
Verb for that. And she gets offended, and she, goes to storm off. Like, how dare you, imply that I'm a slut? And he's like, well, we met 30 seconds ago, and we just had sex.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but, whatever. She storms off, tries to leave the apartment complex.
Oh, yes. And turns out there is a behemoth of a winter blizzard.
She can't get out. Alec goes downstairs to do some laundry. He realizes she can't get out. They go back to the apartment, turn on the news, and we get one of those classic... Never in the history of humankind has this much snow fallen upon New York City. There's no way to go anywhere.
Apocalypse.
This is the premise of we're going to be stuck in this apartment.
Yeah.
Megan can't go anywhere. Alec can't go anywhere. Nobody can. They just had this blow-up fight, and now they're stuck in the apartment together. And this is where I want to bring up, so a popular premise in sitcoms is a bottle episode. Friends, Seinfeld, Parks and Recreation, Community, all of them done this. It's basically when your main core cast, something happens where they can't leave the place they're in. Like in Seinfeld, they're stuck in a restaurant. Parks and Rec, Ron and Leslie stuck in their like an office together. It's just like a self-contained episode, only with your core cast, only in one place setting. This is kind of the movie version of that. And it's far more rare for a movie to do it, but it's not the only time it's happened. So I thought we could list the best movies that take place in one spot.
Okay, love it.
We have Phone Booth. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, Colin Farrell. He's in a phone booth.
Okay.
I think it's like mid-2000s, so phone booths still existed.
Oh my god. Yeah, wow. Okay.
And
That's
there's like...
crazy to think about, but yeah.
I can't remember the exact concept, but like there was somebody on the phone that he couldn't, like there was like a murder or something, and the murderer's like, you can't hang up or I'm going to kill the everybody. The women and children are going to, whatever.
Oh my
but
God,
then there
the
was also
women and
like the
children.
police came and they were like, get out of the phone booth. And he's like, I can't, he's going to kill the kids. And they're like, whoa, what do you mean? So then the whole concept of this movie was Colin Farrell stuck in this phone booth, talking to, I think, a murderer.
Did he have to pay? Like, did he have to continue to put coins in?
Yo, great question.
Right? Like,
I can't remember.
Like, it's not for free.
Oh my gosh, what a good one. I guess Saw technically is its own self-contained thing.
I would think so. Like, the guy totally saws off his leg.
Buried with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I never saw that one.
He's stuck in a coffin the whole time.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. It was very like claustrophobic. Very well done movie. 10 Cloverfield Lane, I think, also falls into this category. Yeah, creepy.
Super creepy.
But then here are like the creme de la creme. Speed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're on a bus.
Sandra Bullock's on a bus.
Yeah, one of them's on a bus.
But yes.
So really, it's not quite, but it's kind of.
Oh, no, like, I think that's a good bottle, like, movie.
This Is the End, I think, counts because they're all, James Franco and all those guys are stuck in a mansion.
I tried to watch that movie, and I couldn't get through it because I thought it was so stupid.
Panic Room.
Ooh, Panic Room's a good one.
That was like a good suspense
I
thriller.
don't like
kind of
Kristen
thing.
Stewart, but yeah, that was good.
And then
like a good bottle episode.
I think the ultimate bottle episode movie is The Breakfast Club.
Oh,
they're stuck in the school the whole time. Not only the school, they're stuck in the library for like
I saw Panic Room when it first came out. Oh, I don't know. It's a toss-up between The Breakfast Club and Panic Room for me.
Really?
Well, because Panic Room is literally in a panic room the entire time, and the people who are trying to get into the panic room are in the house the whole time. So it's like it is in one whole entity place. And correct me if I'm wrong, like everyone, I believe that it's just in the panic room and the house. I don't
100%.
know. Yeah, like I can't think of it being outside of that place. But The Breakfast Club, I do.
Are you just looking at percent of time in the one place? Because you're right. Yeah,
yes,
he does walk across the football field at the end.
but that's still the school. That's still at the school, right? So I'm like, okay, that also
But it's not
qualifies.
the library anymore.
But it qualifies as the school property.
Sure.
So
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
I feel like you're playing both sides of the argument. What's the one?
I gotta say Breakfast Club, just because I like Breakfast Club.
It's a better movie.
It is a better movie. So they're stuck in the apartment. There's nowhere for them to go. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of basically the next 40 minutes of the movie. Like we said a little bit earlier, Megan takes things very personally. So she goes to the washroom. She finds a magazine about the types of girls you'll find dating online. And she takes complete offense to it. So much so that she rips the page out of the magazine, crumples it up, and sticks it in the toilet and flushes it down the toilet. Which, like, why not just, like, burn it? Why not throw it in the trash? Why not do anything else other than put it in the toilet? She plugs the toilet. Like, Alec did not go out purposefully to buy this magazine to put in his bathroom and go on a dating app to hook up with somebody so that you'd find it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, she plugs the toilet. That's basically it. They can't use the bathroom anymore. They get high, and everything seems, after this point, when they get high, everything is better. They play ping pong together. They make snowflakes. They're having chats. They're having a candy dance party. But then she has to pee. They make their way outside on the fire escape to his neighbor's place, who are they're out of town, and turns out the windows are locked, which, like, obviously they would be locked. I don't know why they would be open. But she has to go to the bathroom so bad that she breaks the window to get in, which, like,
once again, I don't know. I didn't love that.
No. He steals their plunger to help alleviate their situation above in the other apartment.
Yeah.
And he does end up fixing fixing the toilet in his apartment, and he finds the article that she tore up, and he's kind of like, what is happening with this girl? Like, oh my God. Then they chat about how they had sex the night before and what they could have done better.
Listen to me, so we're trapped. We're like this incredible experiment right now. We're lab rats. We've had sex, but we don't have feelings for each other, right? And as soon as that snow clears, you're gone.
Big Mexico gone.
We don't know any of the same people, so we're probably never gonna see each other again.
Yes.
So we can use this time to be honest with each other, and we can give each other advice and constructive criticism.
I thought it kind of slowed down around that part.
I would agree.
I was getting a little bit annoyed that Megan was, like, still upset about random things, but this was fun because Alec teed it up as, you don't want to see me ever again, I don't want to see you ever again. This is kind of like a weird time capsule of a social experiment.
Yeah.
We can tell each other exactly how we feel, no holds bar.
He goes through some things by saying, okay, lights on or off. Guys like lights on, because his thing was that, we're both attractive beings. Let's, show it off.
I agree with that. He also calls into question the fact that she takes her clothes off so quickly.
Yeah.
No, the wrapper of the candy, it's fun to take the wrapper off the candy and then eat the candy. Don't just
take it all off too quickly.
I'd rather unwrap the candy and eat it.
Interesting analogy. That is
that weird?
No, but I think like a girl would think, you want to get to the point where you're having sex faster, potentially. So you take off your clothes to achieve that.
So those are the complaints Alec has.
Mm-hmm.
Megan also has some things to say.
Yes, she did. Yeah. So, but before that, my best scene was Alec pretending to take his clothes off to show Megan.
Oh.
Because I thought that was so funny the way he did it. And it's just a very small scene, but it was my best scene. Yeah, she does give him some critiques. And one of them are, okay, I'll go through them. Alphabet with their tongue. She's not a fan.
Yeah.
Which, like, I kind of agree with, to be honest.
I vividly remember, I think it might have been American Pie 2, one of the people read, like, something about how to give good oral.
Right.
And it was, like, the tornado tongue or something like that. 16-year-old Devin remembered that, and I'm like, how does that work? I never knew the alphabet method, but whatever happened in American Pie 1 or 2,
yeah,
I remember that.
Oh, those movies were hilarious.
Yeah.
I wonder how they stand out now.
I was going to say, maybe we should rewatch one of them.
Yeah.
Probably more inappropriate.
Lots of disclaimers.
Yes. Yeah.
Ahead of time. Yeah. So another one of her critiques was going too fast and in her words, drilling for oil, which
that's
I
classic.
thought was hilarious. Yeah. She also said, hold the girl after sex for 10 seconds.
So do you think that her complaints were pretty standard? Would you say you have some of the same critiques?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the hold the girl after sex for 10 seconds, like, I don't know, it depends on the relationship you have. Like, if you're going into it strictly for sex or for like a one night stand or whatever,
yeah,
like,
I don't need to hold
I'm okay with that.
There's no
like,
emotional attachments.
Yeah, like, or if you have someone who you regularly like have sex with, like, and it's just strictly that, like, then yeah, it's just strictly that. You don't need to.
You almost don't want to do that because you're like, I don't want you to get emotionally attached to you. This is just
exactly. There's always the one person that develops feelings.
That's
right.
It.
At
you gotta
some
be careful.
point. Yeah, exactly.
So then I have the top 6 answers on the board. Things women complain about regarding sex.
All right, I love it.
So, do you have any guesses? What do you think is on here?
I think, like, is the going too fast on there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the going too fast is not.
Okay, so
there.
is there anything to do with oral?
Yes.
Okay.
Not the type that Megan was upset with.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I guess there are two that pertain to oral a little bit. So there's...
Oh, that they don't like giving head.
They don't like the head push when giving
Oh,
head.
yeah, okay. So the blowjob head push. Okay.
Not a fan?
No. Like I don't know why anyone would be really, well, I don't know, but I guess some people are a fan. I'm not.
What else do you think's on there?
Anal?
Ooh. Whoa,
I know,
Sarah, you're coming out swinging.
Well, I don't know.
Surprisingly not on the list.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. God, should I go more PG? Like
that is really funny. Well, no, like blowjob head push, I feel like is not PG.
No, it's definitely not PG. This is a scandalous podcast this week.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, like
that's funny though. I feel like that's pretty standard.
Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, now I feel like awkward guessing.
I'm surprised that one's not on here. It's probably number 7.
Me
We only got the
too.
top 6. Do you want me to start hitting you with a few?
Yes, yeah.
Classic. Women complain that there's not enough foreplay.
Okay.
That's the number 1 answer.
Oh, number 1. All right.
Playing it safe.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, they don't like when guys just play it safe. Maybe this is because of the 50 Shades of Grey stuff.
Okay, so they want like an in between of drilling for oil and playing it safe, right?
Not drilling
like,
for oil because that's about rhythm.
Oh,
I would say
rhythm.
Playing it safe is like I'm gonna take charge of the situation, or I'm gonna let you,
right,
whatever. Anything to do with not being able to use a condom.
If a guy tells you that they can't wear them, they're lying to you.
Oh, they can. Yeah, they absolutely can.
Absolutely, they can.
The last 2 complaints were the wham bam thank you ma'am.
Oh, wham bam thank you.
Which is kind of what Megan's talking about. Like, I just want to be held for a little bit before you.
Yeah, but if you want a relationship, then don't do a one night stand, or don't get yourself in a fucking Chuck situation, you know?
And the last complaint that women have is literally the core concept of this scene. Communication or lack thereof communication.
Interesting that would be on it, but it's such a girl thing.
Oh,
like,
it's such a girl
communication.
Thing. Yeah. Sarah's over here like, bro, what about anal? Like, these women are like, I just like somebody to talk to me about stuff.
Okay, and that's what I meant. Should I go more PG? Like somebody who's a good kisser. Like that's kind of what I was gonna shift to.
I just want to be held a little bit. So I was like, I want to talk about anal.
No. I was swinging hard, okay?
I know. Well, evidently.
Oh my god. Okay, so they end up having sex again to try out these critiques that each other have provided. And they have much better sex.
They do. This is actually my best scene.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, I felt like the movie slowed down a little bit in the midpoint.
Yeah.
The conversation between them, the little social experiment was funny. And then we're kind of right back in the saddle of, oh, wow, action's happening. And remember, the first time they did it, we didn't see anything.
Right.
Which kind of made those complaints more funny. They're kind of hitting all the standard complaints that men and women have for each other.
Totally.
And then they get a second shot at it.
And then they end up just chatting about life and whatnot, why she's not in medical school anymore, like what happened. We never really, he's the one always asking the questions, if you notice in the movie. She never really asks him any questions.
Which is funny because we do establish quickly in the movie, like, Megan is, for lack of a better term, like the broken one. That's what the magazine article said.
Yeah.
It was like the broken ones on dating apps. And yeah, we always kind of were like, what is the deal with Alec? But she never asks him any questions, and he doesn't really give her much info. He does say that his job is like a bank supervisor.
And that's like basically all we know about him.
That's all we know about him. I do like one thing he said, though, and I think like Western culture here in North America,
I agree.
We're obsessed with careers and status and what those things mean and jobs and how it pertains to your personality. And Alec was like, yeah, I'm a supervisor at a bank because like I don't equate my personality with what I do for a living. I love that. I think that's great.
It's such a European way of looking at things.
Yeah.
Because if you ask somebody in North America, like, oh, like, what do you do? They won't tell you what hobbies they do or what they like to do or,
Yeah.
you know, where they holiday or whatever. They'll tell you.
Oh, I work in blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they tell you what their career is. They're very career driven. Whereas if you ask a European, like, they talk about, like, oh, where they holiday, where they take their family, what they do on, like, on weekends or whatnot. Like, they're very much more work-life balance, right? And I think North America's trying to get there.
Alec has been less than forthcoming with a lot of information, and we realize why.
Yes. So Megan goes to steal a sweatshirt, and she opens a closet that she assumes is Alec's and finds a closet full of girls' clothing. And she says, oh, maybe he's a cross-dresser. But then...
I think she knows. She's like,
Yes.
are you a cross-dresser or are you a goddamn liar?
Then she opens the side table drawers on that side and finds a drawer full of pictures of Alec and this girl, Daisy. And it turns out that he is dating somebody. And she basically flips out on him, which, like, I would too. Especially after telling Alec that, like, why she's so broken right now is because her fiance cheated on her and basically told her that she needed to have more ambition. Alec tells her that Daisy wrote a note like weeks ago, but never gave it to him, but essentially breaking up with him. That's what the note says. That he made the profile to have something to throw into her face when she ultimately does, you know, break up with him. And she says, like, you know, you could have broken up with her. You could have beat her to the punch and broke up with her and said, like, you know, I found the note. Screw you. You don't even want to be with me, which is true. Like, he could have done it, but instead he wanted to get back at her. So Megan leaves, and before she leaves, he tells her that he wants her and not Daisy. She tells him that he severely overestimated his ability to break hearts, which, like, I'm like, okay, like, that's, like, I get that you guys have been together in this, like, snow apocalypse, that you have spent so much time together and whatever. But, like, first off, Megan, the majority of the time that you've been there, you've disliked him.
Yep.
How can you now say that your heart is breaking? I found that a little bit far-fetched. I was like, okay, like, you guys can't love each other yet.
And let's call a spade here. We are doing this movie off the heels of Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, yes.
Miles Teller, the mustache,
Yep.
the beach scene is everything people want to talk about.
Everything.
So, and she calls into question his ability to break hearts. So, Sarah, I want to ask you, let's maybe rank his top movies and also his break heart ability in those movies.
Okay.
Attractiveness.
I like it.
So, I mean, I'm going to say number one, the top three. Number one Miles Teller movie, Whiplash.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it?
I never watched it.
It's fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, it was up for how many awards? Like, a lot.
Gosh. Number two, Top Gun Maverick, obviously.
Yeah, he's a solid 10 in that movie. Like, I can't say anything further.
What do you think about the, like, he's swinging his arms on the beach?
Oh, like... I could watch that all day.
Just a loop.
I'm pretty sure I may have
Miles
looked
Teller.
up Top Gun Maverick on TikTok and just, like, continuously watched people's videos of him on the beach.
Wow.
With different music, yeah.
Number three, I've got The Spectacular Now. It's kind of rom-com. It's Shailene Woodley's in that as well.
Really? Because they're really good friends.
And it's a pretty good movie. I'd say it's like, you know what? I feel like his movies are like, there's a 1-2, Whiplash, Top Gun, and then there's like, for example, that awkward moment is number 4 for me.
Yeah.
That could be 3. Like, Two Night Stand is number 5. Those 3 are kind of interchangeable for me.
Yeah, I mean, he was also in the Divergent series, like, so it was a book series, and then they made it into a movie. I would say he, you know, and it's funny because, like, I ranked his attractiveness in them.
Okay.
So, like, I would say he's an 8 in that movie, only because he's a bit of a flip-floppy back and forth bad guy there. Like, he's a little bit of a villainous guy, and then, but he plays to whatever would make him survive.
Okay.
Right? So, but he's still good looking in it, you know?
I think that's something really interesting about Miles Teller as an actor. Like, he does kind of play the morally ambiguous, but I still love him character in a lot of things. Like, that awkward moment, he wasn't a great guy, but we still liked him. In this movie, he's not... Like, he does some things that are bad. We just talked about it.
Right.
I still want him to end up with the girl at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I also had him in for 21 and Over, which is like a total college.
Saw that one.
It's good. It's very similar, like along the lines of that awkward moment. Like college party, yeah, it's a fun one. And then Footloose, the 2011.
Oh,
that he
shut
was in.
up. Stop it. Is he like being the Kevin Bacon in that?
He is.
Get out.
The fact that you didn't know that there was a modern day Footloose.
Maybe I surgically removed that memory from my brain because I heard that Kevin Bacon wasn't in it. So then it is not a realistic
oh my
remake
God.
of Footloose. Why would you ruin the best thing with the best guy?
With the best guy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I actually quite liked the modern day Footloose. Yeah, so those are kind of the movies that I had his attractiveness in, and I would say like 21 and over. Footloose, he was around like a 6, 7. I would say
6, 7,
like
okay. Is that higher or lower than that awkward moment? Sorry,
I had that awkward moment as like a 6.5, 7. Yeah, because like
right
he was still
same.
yeah, like around the same. Yeah, but yeah, Divergent, Top Gun Maverick. I mean, yeah, solid 10. Like if there was an 11, he would be an 11.
He is aging very nicely.
Yes, he is. Anyway.
The smirk. Jesus. So now,
yeah.
Megan's gone. She got out of the apartment.
Yeah, so she somehow gets out. Like, I don't know if the snow has melted in the time that she's been there or not. It probably hasn't, but I don't know.
There's some snow plows.
She could move the door prior. Like, she can now move the door to get out.
She somehow got home.
Yes. Daisy gets home from San Francisco, so her flight also comes in.
Which is Alex's significant other who wanted to break up with him.
Yeah, but didn't, and she's a DJ, and she was in San Francisco for work, and so she gets home and says to Alec, I was going to let you sleep in because I figured you were really tired, and he says, well, we need to talk, and she kind of says, like, I found the note. And originally, way back at the very beginning of the movie, when Megan sets off the alarm trying to get out, she had stuck a note saying, thanks for last night, great apartment, Megan. And Daisy finds that upon entering the apartment. And so she says, like, we do need to talk. I found the note. And he goes, well, I have a note too. So they exchange the notes and... And like, I'm sorry, was Daisy going to try to play it off that like he was the bad guy in this? Because I think that's exactly what she was going to do. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, you're the one who's the first to be at fault here. You wrote a long ass note breaking up with your boyfriend. You fly off to San Fran to do whatever you were doing there. And then you come home and you find a note that he's maybe cheated on you with a girl named Megan, and you're going to play it off that he's the bad guy.
Oh, classic. Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I was like, okay, girl, hold on. So
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Basically, he tells her, like, we're not compatible. I'm moving out. Have you faked an orgasm?
Yeah,
that is the series of those events.
God.
Yeah, like that is, hey, no problem, we're not compatible, I'm gonna move out to my friend's place.
But by the way, that Megan girl called into question a lot of things about my performance. Have you ever faked orgasms? Yeah, that was kind of how it went.
and then he's like, yeah, I got lazy, I shouldn't have. And I just thought that was so funny. Like, he's really trying to communicate.
Yeah. So then we fast forward, a few things happen.
Yeah.
Alec is trying to find out how to get a hold of Megan. She deletes her profile off that dating website.
Right. He never got her last name.
Yeah. He also calls the dating website, and they say, unless you have a police warrant, we can't tell you any information about our members.
Right.
So then we jump forward, but I think we get a little ding idea.
Yes.
In Alec's mind.
Yeah.
We jump forward probably a couple weeks to New Year's. Megan joins her roommates and goes to this party. She actually meets the guy who she was supposed to meet at that bar that one night when they wanted her to go out and she couldn't find her ID.
Yeah.
And she kind of remarks like, oh, wow, like this is the universe trying to correct itself. We got a knock on the door. Knock, knock. It's the police. They're looking for Megan.
Which is so funny.
Why would the police need me?
Yeah.
So here was Alex grand idea, grand plan.
And is this the part that you don't like?
This is my entire what should have been. My what should have been starts right now.
Okay.
Because this is friggin' ridiculous. Alec took that note that Megan wrote, hey, thanks for last night, blah, blah, blah. He placed that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the neighbors who they broke into the house of?
Yeah.
He places that in the house. So I guess those neighbors get home from holidays. They realize the house has been broken into, and there's a letter. So they call the police, and the police arrest Megan. Now Megan's in jail. And Alec's idea is he's going to go down to the jail, and he's going to pay for her bail, and then she needs to meet with him, and they need to have a conversation. The funny thing is she refuses. Once she realized, wait, who's paying my bail? I haven't made a phone call. Because Alec knew where to find her.
Right.
A little creepy.
So I was just going to say, that's a little creepy.
She refuses his bail. Then her roommates show up. She does accept their bail. And when she gets taken out of the jail cell, Alec is there and he has his grand romantic gesture of a speech to try and get her back.
You got it. Yep. It's funny because like he seemed relatively normal and
he's a bank supervisor.
He passed the psycho apartment test, but then this is like kind of creepy, like setting this up. I mean, he shows up with an I'm sorry, I'm an asshole balloon, flowers, and the speech is good.
The speech isn't bad. It gets bogged down at times, but the core of the speech I like is that he's like, hey, why don't I give you my number?
I like this.
But he's like, one day we'll laugh about it. And she says, well, give me your number. And when I actually friggin' laugh about it,
I'll call you.
So he gives her his number. He's pretty dejected. He leaves. And then we do get Megan sitting in the jail. Like, the officer is like, that guy's friggin' crazy. You know what? You guys can chill out here and just take a moment.
Yeah.
The balloon says, I'm sorry. And then on the other side, it says, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
And then Megan does laugh, which I thought was like, okay, whatever. She calls him. They kiss. They make up. And that's kind of the end of our movie.
Yeah. They, yeah. I mean, the great kiss. Like, it was a good kiss when they do.
Can I just give you my what should have been right now?
Yeah.
Because I thought this movie was actually very, very strong.
Really?
I know you didn't like the apartment
strong.
stuff. I did think it was very strong.
Okay.
I have it rated pretty well.
Wow.
But it's losing like a full 0.5 overall, maybe, because of how this ended.
All right.
He planted a friggin' note in the apartment that they broke into.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of classic rom-com ridiculousness that kills movies for me.
Oh, that kills it. Because I was going to say, like it has to have some ridiculousness.
And I'm going to tell you the what should have been here, Sarah. Because like they always pull like the whimsy of love. She forgave him. Like, no. That's a felony, guys. There's now evidence planted at a crime scene that will go on your record. You're probably both going to need to go to court now. What should have happened?
Yeah, like if she was processed... Then yeah,
that's on your record for sure. Adult Devin is here and he's upset about things.
Yeah, I was gonna say
what should have happened. We jump forward 12 months. Alec is at a bar in New York having a great time with some friends. Looks across the bar. Whoa, there's Megan. They come together. Hey, wow, it's been a little while. What have you been up to? She says, oh, well, I actually decided not to go back to school. I opened a baby and maternity store. Because remember, she talks about how all she wanted to do was be a wife and be a
stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. So she's finding her own path here. He says, oh, wow. Daisy broke up with me. I quit my job. Now I'm kind of a day trader for stocks because I realized I'm pretty good at that.
Wow.
Let me buy you a drink. And they both reconnect and forgive each other, and then they ride off into the sunset. We don't need to pull any of this bullshit about planting evidence at a crime scene, guys.
So the forgiveness was too quick for you. It needed to mull over for about a year. 6 months to a year.
I would rather that than like a genuine felony being committed, evidence being planted. That is a litigation nightmare, okay? Maybe I've been a little bit interested in Suits lately, but like that sounds ridiculous to me. That's horrible.
I do like your version of it, though.
Harvey Specter would have a field day with all of this.
Yeah,
okay?
He'd win, though.
What's that?
He'd win, though.
And that's our movie. Quick facts?
Yeah, quick facts. The customer service rep on the phone when Alec calls the dating site is played by Joey Lauren Adams. So she was in Dazed and Confused and Big Daddy, for example. Alex says that he comes from Minnesota, and Leo Tipton was actually born in Minnesota. When Megan asked Alec to dance, he refuses, content with watching her dance. Miles Teller, who plays Alec, is in fact an expert dancer, some would say, who has danced in many movies, including Footloose.
And Top Gun Maverick on the beach, ladies and gentlemen, shirtless with the mustache. Anyway, keep going.
The movie had 2 offers for the rights of the film in the U.S. In the end, Entertainment One got the rights. In Alec and Daisy's apartment, there is a movie poster on the wall for the movie Daisy.
Honorable mentions.
Okay, so I don't have any honorable mentions. I mean, I would say Miles Teller is my honorable mention, but like he's the lead. So I'm just going to stick it with that because I love him in pretty much everything he's done.
Well, it's good because I've got 2 honorable mentions.
What is the apartment? the toilet?
The Weatherman.
Oh my God. Okay, close enough.
You know what? So I think the brother, I thought it was the sister and brother-in-law, but the roommates, I thought they were hilarious.
They were good. She's from Gossip Girl.
But the news guy, Weatherman, I think he's kind of the representation through the movie in a weird way of just like life outside of whatever's happening.
Oh.
Because remember, the snowstorm happens.
Yes.
The first thing they do is go back inside, click on the Weather Channel, and it's him.
Mm-hmm.
And they click onto him a few times while they're stuck in the apartment. Not only that, do you remember who we see right before Megan gets arrested?
No.
She's on the couch watching the TV. Who's on the TV? It's the
Weatherman.
weather guy.
Oh my God.
Because it's New Year's Eve, baby.
It is. That's right.
I just think I can't put my finger on it, but I think he's kind of just this representation of
Time?
the world. I don't know.
I like that though. Like that's deep, Devin.
Yeah,
like,
there's something there I couldn't
really
put my
deep.
finger on it. Also, I would honorably mention the music. I find
the music was so good in this.
Any rom-coms early to mid 2010s always sneaky good soundtracks.
Totally.
In fact, I'm kind of expecting it at this point. If you have like a 2012 romantic comedy, we're hitting some deep cut indie tracks that are just delicious.
100%. Because like when the movie started, I was like, oh, this is a good song. And then another song came on. I was like, oh no, this is really good too.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, this soundtrack is really good.
What should have been for Sarah? I already did mine.
Oh, been a little bit more of a storyline and plot. But I already said that.
But
so,
I like that the
you know,
plot's simple. Like I like that. It's just this self-contained thing.
I like that it was simple, but I've seen simple plots done better.
Oh, fair enough.
Right? Like
Okay,
I've seen
fair enough.
simple plots done better. Like one place or whatever, just done with a little bit more oomph. Don't get me wrong, the acting was great, which I think saved it.
And overall, rewatchability. Mine is Chemistry 3.5. Thought it was good, not amazing. Storyline. Okay, so I'm knocking a whole point off just for the jailhouse fiasco. It's a 3 out of 5 for storyline for me. Thirst factor 3.2. Imagination a 4.3. This is saving us, and a soundtrack of a 4.5 with a cheese of 3.7 gives me a 3.7.
Okay, so my rewatchability is as follows, which I think you're going to be surprised about.
Okay.
Because like I said, I'm not shitting on this movie. It just could have had a little bit more oomph.
Sure.
Chemistry, 3.5.
Yep.
Storyline, 3.2.
Okay.
Thirst factor, 4.5. Thank you, Miles
Because
Teller.
of Miles Teller, yeah.
Imagination, 2.
Wow.
Soundtrack, 5. Cheese, 3.
Okay.
For an overall score of 3.5.
Okay, we're pretty close there. Imagination a 2?
Yeah.
I thought it was very imaginative.
Why? They were
Because less
stuck
is more,
in-
Sarah.
No. No. Less is not more. Or give me more with the less.
Give me more.
You know?
This has been the Rom-Com Rewind of Two Night Stand. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, subscribe to us. Also leave reviews. It helps more people see us. It also helps us know if you're enjoying the content or not. And if you do have something you heard that you want to talk about, that you want us to, bring up, at Romcom Rewind on Instagram, TikTok, you can email romcomrewind@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No